Good evening and welcome to CTV News. I'm Keith Albertson.
And I'm Steven Starcer. The Rams football team had a bye week this week, but the CSU Board of Governors was working all last week to make plans for the new on-campus stadium. In Friday's meeting, President Tony Frank presented the new budget, which included $19.5 million in cuts and an additional 30,000 feet of academic space. There's still much more debate to be had right now, but sides are still split between building the new on-campus stadium and renewing Hughes Stadium. President Tony Frank has endorsed the new stadium, saying, quote, "It is in the university's best interest to move forward with this idea." And in other football news, the CSU Rams are continuing to pile up awards this season. Senior running back Chris Woke was named a semifinalist for the William V. Campbell Trophy. Woke is one of 170 candidates for the National Football Foundation's Scholar Athlete Award. Junior tight end Kevon Cartwright was awarded with a John Mackey Tight End of the Week last week for the Rams. Cartwright earned the award after his 2-touchdown performance against UTEP in the Rams' 59-42 win. After resting up during the team's bye week, CSU will take the field Saturday for its homecoming game against San Jose State. The game will kick off at 1:30 p.m. Mountain Time and will be the Rams' first conference game of the season. It's definitely been a big week for the Rams, Keith. What are you looking forward to see out of this team coming up in the first conference game of the season for CSU?
I'd really like to see the offense pick up right where they left off against UTEP. They put up 59 points in that game. Grayson looked excellent. I just really want to see that offense continue.
Yeah, Grayson's been phenomenal over the past 3 games. He's recorded 832 passing yards, 5 touchdowns, no interceptions. It's huge when your quarterback can protect the football and still make plays out there. Also, big news for CSU, dating back to 2000, when this team is coming off a bye week in the middle of the season, they've posted an 8-6 record. And also, this is going to be the latest conference game for this team since 2002 when they hosted Wyoming on October 12th. But good news, back in that season for the Rams, they posted a 6-1 record in conference. So if the past goes to show you anything, the Rams are in a pretty good spot right now.
Yeah, hopefully that late start's really going to help us and get us going, especially coming off that bye week. We had a whole week off, get to freshen up a little bit. And we don't really start with the toughest opponent. San Jose State hasn't looked really good this year, but we'll get tougher opponents as the year goes on.
Yeah, they're a team with a new coach. Of course, their head coach is now over at CU, our rival. So they're a team still kind of building, trying to find their identity like we were in last year. So hopefully this team could come out, defend Hughes Stadium. You want to keep winning at home and get off to a good start in conference as well.
Yeah, we've got that 5-game home win streak at Hughes dating back to last year. If we can get that up to 6 in this game against San Jose State, it's homecoming. We got lots of fun events before the game, the bonfire the night before. Let's really get that pep up and get some fans out there.
Yeah, without a doubt.
And the Rams basketball teams showcased their players in their 2nd annual Moby Madness event on Thursday. This came the day after news broke that redshirt senior Jesse Carr re-injured his ACL in practice and will miss the entire season. Carr missed all of last season with the same injury, but was granted special permission by the NCAA to get a second injury-related redshirt. This loss is a huge blow to the men's team that graduated all 5 starters last season and was going to be looking to Carr for senior leadership. But Moby Madness wasn't all bad news. This was the fans' first opportunity to see freshman Carlton Hurst outside of high school, and he looked good. Him and JUCO transfer Marcus Holt also, they threw down in the dunk contest shown here, and it was pretty impressive. Carlton Hurst, he got the most points in it, but Holt took home the prize. Little controversy there. And this big windmill dunk really set the fans on their feet by Hurst. It's really impressive. And I tell you what, Steven, I'm really looking forward to seeing this guy play and getting right into basketball season.
He's what they like to call a high riser, Keith. This team has a lot of athletic ability. Daniel Bejarano is another guy who could jump. You talked about Holt as well. There's a lot of athletic talent on this team. I think we're going to see Eustachy be able to use this in some creative ways. And I'm excited to see this team come out and play this year.
Yeah, it'll be interesting graduating all 5 of those starters last year to see who really steps up. You know, Octius and Bejarano got big playing time last year, and you see Jerson coming back. But seeing who else steps up, whether it's Hurst or Holt or Avila.
Yeah, I'm also looking forward to seeing Dwight Smith back on the court. He redshirted last year. He was a guy who we saw kind of similar to Octius when he was out there playing, a defensive specialist guy who could get in the grill, kind of guard the other team's best player, and bring some energy and life, one of the fan favorites. So it's going to be good to have him back there. With him and Octius out there playing defense, it's going to be tough for opposing teams' guards to really get the offense set. I think these guys can apply a lot of ball pressure and make some things happen.
Yeah, Dwight Smith earned the nickname Batman a couple seasons ago. Maybe Octius will be the Robin to that combo and really see the team show up. They start games early November. Looking forward to it. And now it's time for us to take a quick break. But when we come back, I'll give you an inside look at the women's soccer team.
A full life, measured in seats, starts with the right ones early on. Car crashes are the #1 killer of children 1 through 13. Learn how to prevent deaths and injuries by using the right car seat for your child's age and size.
CSU's new women's soccer team has faced its fair share of troubles so far this season. I met with the team last week to see their outlook for the rest of the year. The CSU women's soccer team has struggled in its first season as a Division I team. Assistant coach Kelly Labor talks about the changes in moving up in classification.
It's different. I mean, the biggest difference I saw was a culture. There was a culture on the last team, and here we're trying to build the culture, trying to create tradition, trying to have a sense of pride for something that they have nothing to be proud of yet, but they're slowly becoming proud to be a part of the program.
That pride hasn't come easily for the Rams, but they remain optimistic despite their last place standing in the Mountain West Conference.
We're halfway through the season and we're still improving, which is nice. We're not there yet, but we're getting there. And every day we get better. So it happens through practice, it happens through the game. So it's experiencing it. And the harder we go at practice, the harder we'll go in the game. So we just need to keep progressing.
We can see improvement in just the speed of play because we know what our competition is going to be like, and we know that we have to expect a lot from ourselves. So it's good that every day and every week we can step it up another level.
Although they have been unable to close out the tight matches so far this season, Labor thinks they're close to a breakthrough.
Oh, we're on the edge. I mean, the ties that we've experienced, the goals that we're scoring, losing in overtime, I mean, it's there. We just need a few lucky bounces here and there and a goal to go in and to keep their ball out of our net, and we'll get a victory this year. Just don't know when.
That was before the team's games this weekend against San Diego State and New Mexico. The Rams lost each of those games 3-0. And we're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, Stephen and I will give you the latest about CSU's volleyball team that is tearing it up inside of conference. Stay tuned.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
CSU volleyball is still rocking and a-rolling as they defeated Nevada on Thursday in 4 sets to remain undefeated on the season. The Rams improved to 13-0 overall and 4-0 in conference, and once again moved up in the national rankings 4 spots to number 13. The team hit 377 in the match, including an amazing 773 in the second set, where the team recorded 17 kills with 0 errors on 22 attempts. CSU continued to bolster a balanced attack as 4 players had at least 10 kills in the match for the Rams. The team got to rest up over the weekend to prepare for 2 more conference matches this week at Moby Arena. CSU plays conference newcomer and 2012 WAC champion Utah State at 7 on Thursday and Boise State at 7:30 on Saturday.
Glad to see this team back home, Stephen. You know, there was that little break there, but it's a good thing they just kept winning.
Yeah, still have yet to get that loss in the season. They're playing so well, still just spreading the ball out. It's a complete team effort with this team. There's so many teams out there, good teams that people talk about. If you shut down this player has an off night, that you'll be able to catch them and get a win. But I don't think that's the case with this CSU team. They have so many players who step up and who lead them in all the statistical categories. I think that just makes them that much more tougher to beat.
Yeah, and that goes back to the head coach Hilbert there, really developing this team from the ground up. He didn't have the most faith in this team, let's say, going into the season, but you can't really say that about the team now. One of only 3 undefeated teams left. There were 4 going into the week, but we can thank our rivals, the CU Buffs, for beating number 1 Washington and putting us to one of the 3 teams.
You know, when you have a great coach like Hilbert, and he's been doing it for such a long time, sometimes people don't talk about it as much as they should, and they just take it for granted how good of a coach we have here. So I think he still deserves a ton of credit for getting this team where they are. Absolutely.
They've just looked excellent, and they're continuing to roll. And I've also heard that they might even host NCAA tournament games this year.
I mean, if they keep up at the pace that they're going right now, that's definitely a possibility. They've just been so strong. They've been able to win at home, on the road, neutral sites, so they've been gone anywhere, any place, anytime, and they're taking out all their opponents right now.
13-0 is really impressive. And of course, we mentioned that the Buffs beat Washington in volleyball, but that's not the only case. The Buffs also had a big game on Saturday in football. They took on Oregon in the number 2 team in the nation, and it was definitely a big game.
Yeah, you know, CSU, we got to go travel and take on number 1 Alabama. Then you have our rival CU playing at home, taking on the Oregon Ducks, high-powered team, number 2 ranked team in the nation. And they came out, had a lead in this one, had some explosive plays on offense, but overall Oregon dominated this one. I think CSU had a much better showing in their matchup against the Crimson Tide than CU did against Oregon.
Yeah, and I think Coach McIntyre really came out of the gate strong and showed how you can beat an Oregon team, even if it was just for a quarter, but he came out with the onside kick to start the game and then was doing trick plays. We got one for you here. Double reverse, pass by Richardson. This play is what gave the Buffs the lead. It was their only touchdown of the game, but this is how you got to score against the number 2 team in the nation like Oregon. CSU, we went down to Alabama to take on the number 1 team in the nation. We weren't able to find the end zone. Maybe we should have tried more plays like this.
You know, it's debatable. You'd like to think that playing against a team who is as fundamentally sound as Alabama, that trying a play like this might not have worked against them and might have backfired. Gives you credit. They went out there, took some chances. Some of them paid off, some of them didn't. But in the end, I'm still proud of the way that we went out and played against Alabama. I think we had a better effort than CU did against Oregon.
I agree. And 2 very different teams. Alabama's a little bit more defense-oriented. Oregon definitely, I would say, the highest-powered offense in the league, them and Baylor. They just go out there and consistently put a ton of points on the board. And Oregon, Alabama, that's my pick for the national championship game right now.
It's hard to debate with that, Keith. You know, talking about another team who's been scoring a lot of points in football on the pro side is the Denver Broncos. Right now, Peyton Manning and that offense is looking so fluid out there. He had 1 interception in this game that kind of scared a lot of Denver fans, but they're able to overcome that, put up 52 points in the win. The offense looks remarkable right now.
Yeah, 51 points if you don't mind me correcting you. But I wasn't too worried about that pick. You know, a guy who goes out there and throws 20 touchdowns and 1 interception in the first 5 games of the year, you can't complain too much about that. This high-powered offense, and going to Jacksonville next week, Jacksonville has put up 51 points all season, to put that in perspective. Broncos are 28-point favorites, 4 touchdowns, and that is believed to be the highest spread in an NFL football game ever.
And, you know, it's understandable. Jacksonville's struggling right now. And Denver, it's great to see as well. Noshawn Moreno is running the ball so hard out there. I think he looks 100 times better than we've ever seen him in the past. And I think if Denver can continue to have that balance where they can still run the ball and make other teams respect the run, it's just going to make it that much easier for Manning to hit all of his targets out there in the passing game.
Especially if we get a defense that can come back, be healthy. You know, we had 4 guys out. We're getting Von Miller back. We get all those guys back, and I don't think anybody can beat us. Well, that's all the time we have for you tonight.
If you missed any of tonight's show or want to watch it again and show all your friends, you can find it at collegian.com.
Have a great night.